Okay, good afternoon, Brittany. So we're here at Southampton High School. We have 3 students present and we have a counselor who just stepped out but will be back in, one of our school counselors. So we're excited to hear all about the University of Richmond.
Awesome. So I will introduce myself and then get into more things about Richmond. So I'm glad to see that you're all here, and welcome to the University of Richmond virtual tour through Southampton High School. This is really awesome, and I'm really glad you guys are doing this. So my name is Brittany Quinones, and I'm an admission officer here at the University of Richmond, and my territory is Long Island and Westchester. So I'm very excited to obviously virtually meet you all. I have come to your campus before, your high school before. I came pretty much in the fall, so there could be an opportunity for me to come next fall, but we're going to try to get as much information about Richmond right now for you. I'll let you know a few things about myself. I am an alumni of the University of Richmond, so I graduated just 2 years ago in 2013. And I'm also originally from Long Island. So I'm originally from Huntington. So I went to Lowell Whitman High School. I know it's so far away from you guys.
Great.
So just to give you a little bit of an idea, let's talk about Richmond. Richmond is, does anyone know where Richmond is in terms of distance away from Long Island? Not really. All right. So we will talk about it. So we're about, I'd say from Huntington, it generally took us about 8 hours. So for you guys, it would be 9 or 10 hours drive away from where you are right now. So that gives you kind of a feel for where we are. You can get to Richmond by train, plane, or again, driving. So hopefully that'll give you an idea of how long you can travel. And by plane is obviously the best way. It takes an hour from JFK or LaGuardia. So if you can find that flight, it's definitely an awesome opportunity to be able to get here. So Richmond is the capital of Virginia. So that means a few things, and we'll get into more about the city of Richmond. But we're the capital, so we have a lot going on in the city of Richmond. The University of Richmond itself is a small private liberal arts school. So something you learn is that we have 3,000 undergrads here at the University of Richmond. And what that means is it's a small campus community feel. They're going to have great relationships with your faculty and definitely and staff as well, and also with your peers here at the university. It's definitely a small campus feel at the University of Richmond. But again, I always like to talk about how close we are to the city. Because we're the capital, we're a more suburban campus, so we're about 15 minutes away from the downtown city of Richmond. So it's very easy to kind of get the best of both worlds. But very much when you get on campus, hopefully you'll all get the opportunity to visit. I'll talk about that later too. But when you do come to campus, you get the ideal college campus feel, and also easy enough to get to the city of Richmond. So any more questions about kind of where Richmond is and what's in Richmond so far? All right, so I'll also let you know that I always like to start by talking about the city because there are also 900 restaurants in the city of Richmond, which is amazing. 5 awesome, big, popular museums and 20 more as well. And you have 6 Fortune 500 companies. So it's definitely a great place to start a career, start as a student, and do plenty of things. And obviously, what I decided to do, even coming from Long Island, is come back to Richmond and start my career and work here. So it's a really awesome place, and I think you'll find some similarities to Long Island, hopefully.
Okay.
So what else would you like me to start with? I'll start by, who's ever been to campus? You could raise your hand, because I can see you. Anyone? Yeah, awesome.
No.
So we'll be starting from the beginning. Awesome. So what else kind of do you want to know before I kind of get started on my spiel about the University of Richmond?
Any questions in particular?
Anyone?
How many people in
I have.
How many people in what?
the city?
How many people in the city? How big is the city of Richmond?
No? All right. So, I'm sorry, what?
How big is the city of Richmond?
It's a big city. but not as well. I'm not sure about the population size, but I will tell you that it's smaller than New York City. It's probably around the same size. People usually compare it to Philly.
Okay.
Probably around the same size there. So
Okay.
you get a little bit of idea. Perhaps Boston could be similar to that as well.
Okay.
So it's not a big city like New York City that, you know, you'd be used to from Long Island, but it's a good size of a city. So, and it's interesting because it's quite different neighborhoods within the city of Richmond. So we're right on the border of the city of Richmond. So,
Okay.
you know, we have a few different neighborhoods that you're able to explore today. So it's not only the downtown area that's popular. We have the city. We have Tarrytown, which is just 5 minutes away from campus, which a lot of students go to. It's a strip of restaurants and other places to go. So we have a lot going on that's obviously very easy and accessible for students. Now, I'm going to try to kind of get into a few things that you might want to know. I'll start by saying that here at the University of Richmond, what we do is that we are admission officers by territory. So as I mentioned, I'm responsible for Long Island and Westchester, but we have a number of officers who are responsible for a whole bunch of different territories across the United States and internationally as well. So something that you'll learn is our students come from 47 different states and numerous different countries. So we have about 10% international population here at the University of Richmond as well. And one of the things that I was told to definitely not forget is that our study abroad program is amazing. It's one of the things that will stand out about the University of Richmond. So 60% of our students study abroad throughout their 4 years at the University of Richmond. So what study abroad looks like at U of R, that's our name, U of R, I end up using that. What it looks like is that students typically study abroad in the fall semester of their junior year. So what they do is they work with our International Center, which is right across the way from our admission building. It's a beautiful building. It looks like, I'm using one of our pamphlets. This is what our International Center looks like. It's the building with the big globe in it. So we have, it's just 4 years new. So we have faculty and staff that are devoted to sending our students abroad and also supporting our international student population. So you go abroad in the fall semester, as I said, of your junior year. You spend a whole semester abroad. So the same semester that you would spend at Richmond, you spend that same amount of time abroad. One of our tour guides just came back and he spent 5 months in Belgium. So that's a really lengthy experience that you could be abroad for a whole semester, and that's what that 60% really means at Richmond. The cool thing about that is that any tuition or financial aid, scholarships that you may get, you know, any kind of money that you get from the university, that money will go abroad with you as well. So you're able to use those funds abroad. And also at Richmond, what we do is we give out a cultural stipend. So the stipend, I believe it ranges from $250 to $500, and you get that stipend and you're able to use that anywhere you go abroad to take advantage of the cultural opportunities there. So that's a really awesome experience abroad, and that's one of our really big programs that a lot of students, clearly, 60%, take advantage of that as well. Any questions about study abroad? Specifically? Okay.
Are your credits
So,
transferred over?
yeah.
Well, the question was, are your credits transferred over? That you would get credits for the University of Richmond through that study abroad.
Yeah, so basically what the staff does in the International Center is they get together with you pretty early. When you do enroll into the University of Richmond, you'll get an academic advisor that is a faculty member, and they will start to have conversations with you about what your plans are at the University of Richmond. We're a very small campus, so it'll literally be a sit-down meeting with your advisor once you get here on campus, talking about your 4-year plan here. So they will mention things as you study abroad, and you'll start to take courses to get you on the right track to be able to make sure that the study abroad program that you choose fits in. And again, that's when we move over to the International Center, and they really work with you closer on what you're going to be wanting to take abroad. They could be general education requirements that you might take abroad, or they could fulfill your major requirements as well. So we have a special number of countries. I believe it's about 45 different countries. So there are numerous programs that you could where your credits can automatically transfer right over to Richmond.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. What else am I going to mention? So what I'll do is I'll actually go into the history of Richmond. So we're pretty unique in the sense that originally we were founded in 1830 as a Virginia Baptist Seminary for men. So up until 1913, only men attended Richmond, and it was actually downtown in the city. However, in 1914, we started Southampton College, and you'll hear more when you come here about it, but we have a coordinate college system. So originally it was Richmond College and Southampton College, and we have a big lake in the middle of campus. It's one of the things a lot of people remember during their visit, but both colleges used to be separated by the lake. So in 1914, we finally integrated women into the University of Richmond, and they started, they took classes on that side of campus, and they did a whole bunch of things separately as universities. But in the 80s, they came together and they started, under the University of Richmond umbrella. So now we're all the University of Richmond, but we still kind of have this tradition of Southampton College and Richmond College to work off of and really celebrate women's education, but also celebrate kind of things that are specific to their gender. So we will have proclamation night for women. I'm forgetting something that's for men, but we have different kind of opportunities for you. We have ring dance, which you'll hear about. A lot of opportunities for men and women to come together and celebrate our history here at the University of Richmond. So now our classes and CDs have been co-educational. We live on both sides of the lake. You will be going to classes together, of course, as men and women. So it's just this really interesting history that I haven't found at many other colleges and universities to have. So that's the coordinate college system. And I'll also start by saying anything that I mentioned today is so easily found on our website, and it'll walk you through absolutely everything. So I definitely say that if you're kind of interested about Richmond, our website is an awesome place to explore more and really learn in depth of anything that you're interested in or anything that I mentioned today in our session. So another thing about Richmond that's quite different, and that I always like to mention from the start, is when you apply to the University of Richmond, you're applying to the university as a whole, not any particular program. So we have 5 schools here at the University of Richmond. We have the School of Arts and Sciences, the Jepson School of Leadership Studies, the Robbins School of Business, and then we have 2 more graduate-focused programs, which are the Graduate School of Professional Continuing Studies, and then we have the Law School. So that's 5 schools at the university, but they all work under the University of Richmond umbrella. So as I was saying, when you apply to the University of Richmond as a whole. And I want to talk a little bit about liberal arts because it's something that we pride ourselves on being a liberal arts school. So when you come here, you're coming in as a freshman, you have about a first year, you have a year and a half to really explore things that you're interested in and take classes that you actually enjoy. So of course you can kind of start by taking general education requirements. If you're interested in business, if you're interested, like myself, I have interest in so many different areas. So what I did was really take any class that was of interest to me within my first year here. So you take classes for about a year and a half, and then in your sophomore year, you kind of officially declare your major. So it gives you a bit of an idea of how much time you're really given at the university to explore and really discover things that you might not have even known that you were interested in. I'll talk a little personally. One of the things that attracted me most to the University of Richmond was the Jepson School of Leadership Studies. So we're the first school of leadership studies in the world. So 30 programs have been modeled after our program here at the University of Richmond, and it's a major in itself. So in what we do in leadership is we look at how leadership works. So leadership is seen in really any organization that you could think of. We look at how it looked in the past, how it looks in the present, and how leadership could look in the future, and how we really are the creators of how leadership could look in the future. So we look at those things. It could be, group dynamics, negotiation tactics that we look at. So definitely looking at a whole bunch of things in regards to leadership. So that was a program that really interested me. And then what I did was, of course, when I came in, I knew I wanted to do that. I started taking some leadership courses right away. And that was nice because as a first year student, although I didn't have a major declared yet, I was allowed to get into some of those leadership courses and take classes that I was truly interested in. And within my first year, by the end of my first year, I already had all the 3 prerequisites that I needed for the leadership school. And I will point out one thing, if that is something that interests you, the leadership school is the only program that you have to apply to separately. So basically in my sophomore year, in the fall, I applied to the leadership program, and thankfully I got in and I was accepted. So then I went on to fulfill my major in leadership studies. Does anyone have an interest in business? Raise your hand, kind of? Yeah. Awesome. So business is a bit different as well. So what you'll do is, if you do come here as a first year student, you will have the opportunity again to explore within that first year and a half, and then you'll take classes such as Introduction to Economics, you'll take accounting, you'll take a math course. So those are 3 courses that you'll have to take that are prerequisites to declare your major in the business school. But at this point, there's no separate application process, so if you get into the University of Richmond, you do have that opportunity to be a business major and declare that officially within your sophomore year. Does that give you an idea of that? Do you have any more questions that are specific to kind of what I talked about in the 5 schools? I will tell you actually before, that 70% of our students, I mentioned the School of Arts and Sciences, so when you come in, you're automatically for that year and a half in the School of Arts and Sciences. And again, if you choose to declare business or Justin, those end up being your home schools, but if you choose to do something else, whether it's biology, English, history, theater, or music, we have a bunch of different programs that are included in the School of Arts and Sciences. So 70% of our students end up graduating with their degree in the arts and sciences as well, to give you an idea of those programs. So anyone else have questions about the 5 schools that we have here and kind of how they work?
Do you have pre-professional programs like pre-med?
Yes. So we have pre-health, and pre-med. So what happens with those programs is that when you apply and that you put you're interested in pre-health or pre-med, you are assigned an advisor. So I mentioned that faculty advisor that you get when you come to the university. They, again, sit with you and they will walk you through the process and put you on the right track to complete, pre-health or pre-med program, whichever one you're interested in. And that's become a really popular program for us as well.
Lana, what are you interested in? Okay.
Any other specific kind of questions about the program that you might be interested in?
How about
we have fun. So one thing that I'll also mention is that one of the things that because we are a liberal arts school, creating your own major, which is the interdisciplinary major here at the University of Richmond, is also really popular. So I always pride ourselves on the fact that you can really create your own program, almost anything that you're interested in. When you come to the University of Richmond and you finally get the opportunity to visit, you'll meet a lot of students who have double majoring is super popular. So I did the leadership studies program as my primary major, and then I also did the sociology major. So I was a double major, and from personal experience, I could say doing something like that was quite easy. You might find some that are a little more difficult. Leadership in business is very popular as well to pair up. So the fact that double majoring is easy to do and it's easy enough to switch over once you might be interested in another program is something that I really enjoyed as a student. I think a lot of people are thankful for it here at the University of Richmond. Did I hear you had another question? No? All right. So something else that I'll talk about. Let's see, what else do we have? I'll talk about research opportunities here at the University of Richmond. So one of our newest programs is called the Richmond Guarantee. So we're really trying to spread the word about this program because it was kind of told to us in December, and it just really released itself in December. So our students are really taking advantage of that opportunity starting this summer. So what the Richmond Guarantee is every undergraduate student here at the University of Richmond is promised one summer to receive funding for up to $4,000 for a summer research project or a internship opportunity. So that means that if you have an internship of your dreams that you would really like to take, but you weren't so sure because, you might want to be working that summer, you might want to be making money at the same time, the University of Richmond has dedicated itself to provide $4,000 of funding for one of those summers for you. You're able to take those experiences and put those experiences on your resume, and making, obviously, our students very competitive when they're looking for jobs in the market later. So I unfortunately wasn't lucky enough to take advantage of this because, again, it wasn't announced till this past December. But to give you an idea, this summer that we're about to approach right now, about 520 students are taking advantage of the Richmond Guarantee this summer. So you can take advantage of that by doing research on campus. A lot of students love that opportunity, and what they do is they work directly with their faculty here, one-on-one. You're sitting with faculty, you're on campus all summer, and you have the opportunity to do research. And a lot of what happens at the University of Richmond is that oftentimes, especially when you're working in the summer or even throughout the year, you have the opportunity to get published with your professor. So your name could appear right there in a major journal or a major article. So that's a really popular thing to do. But some other students decide to do other things with their internship. So one of our tour guides, I work as a tour guide clearly, so I have a lot of examples from there. But one of our tour guides is working in New York City at a marketing firm. So she's taking advantage of the Richmond Guarantee in that way, getting her $4,000 in funding, which is obviously awesome for her. But you can also do an abroad experience, so you can even take that Richmond Guarantee, go on and get funding for, again, an internship of your dreams. So that was an awesome thing for me, and of course for students, here at the university. But I'll mention that, and of course, something else that's cool about the leadership program, promoting that more. But something that you have to do in leadership is it's required to do an internship. So we have an awesome career service center. They're actually ranked 6th in the nation. And one of the things we do is do an awesome job of pairing you up with our alumni or our corporate partners in either the city of Richmond or anywhere, and it could be abroad as well. They work together to get you connected so that you have opportunities to get jobs and internships that you might be interested in, and you can go as early as when you come on campus if you'd like, all the way through your senior year. And once you're at the University of Richmond, you can take advantage of those career services really for the rest of your life. So we always say that once a spider, always a fighter. So you can take advantage of those opportunities. We have a really cool database that's called Spider Connect, and you're able to kind of find any opportunities on that website. And you're given kind of first dibs, I'll say, on that opportunity, and you're able to submit your resume automatically through our system. And those jobs and opportunities that are posted on there are primarily for University of Richmond students, and they want them to be considered for that. So it's a great opportunity to get connected with a lot of different job opportunities. So for me, what I did in my junior year, when I went to do my internship, I came back to Long Island, and although I was doing my leadership for the Destiny School, what I did was I came back, and I've always been interested in wedding planning. So what I did is I completed an internship over the summer, and I came back, did a project in relation to my internship, and obviously I still use it on my resume today. So it's an awesome opportunity to kind of show the depth of experiences, and you're really able to do kind of whatever you want, usually for an internship opportunity.
Great. Can you talk a little bit about the academic profile of the students you're looking for?
Yeah, sure. So we'll go into more of the admissions talk. So academic profile. So right now, and obviously, as I said, if you forget any of those numbers, they're easy enough to find on our admission page as well. But our profile, generally we're looking for an involved student. That is something that if I had to say one thing about what you will see about students who are on our campus as University of Richmond students, it's definitely one word to describe them is involved. So you'll find that our academic profile right now we're looking for in the admission process is, with numbers wise, we're looking around a 3.8 GPA generally. As far as SAT and our ACT numbers, we're looking between a 1330 and a 1450. And then as far as the ACT, we're looking at between a 30 and a 33. So those are kind of the middle 50% of students and the range that we give out in terms of numbers. However, the most important thing that I talk about when I talk about our admission cycle is definitely the holistic approach that we take here at the University of Richmond. It's truly a holistic approach. So everything you send us, we're going to read and we're going to look at. So outside of the numbers, other things that you'll consider when you're completing your application is obviously your transcript. So we'll take a good look at that. Something that we do a bit differently at the University of Richmond is we recalculate your GPA. So we strip it down to look at your core courses, your English, math, history, science, and we also look at your foreign language as well. So we'll strip it down to recreate a GPA for you, and really what that does is it puts everyone on the same playing field. Just like colleges are so different, high schools are different as well, so everyone has a different system. So we try to take all that into account and put you on a 4.0 scale. So that's what we do in terms of your transcript.
Do you weight any, like the advanced placement or honors courses, do you weight them differently or it's a straight GPA?
Well, we recalculate the GPA, but also those AP classes, IB classes, any advanced level classes are definitely considered and looked at. So something that I always talk about too, if people say, what can I do if I really want to go to the University of Richmond? I always say one thing to do is, keep working consistently on taking those advanced courses. Taking advantage if your school offers APs, taking advantage of those courses, because those are things that we are going to be looking at when we're looking at your applications as well. So definitely looking at how hard you challenge yourself and continuing that cycle. If it hasn't been something you've done, work on that with your guidance counselor to get some of those classes in your schedule. We really like to see that students are challenging themselves all throughout their high school experience. Does that help a little bit?
Yes.
In terms of courses and curriculum? Yeah,
Yes.
so those things are definitely considered within the numbers, as I say. But definitely we're holistic. So not only that, we're going to look at your recommendation letter. So people often ask, how many recommendation letters do I send? 3 is a good number that we like to give out. So it could be a recommendation from your guidance counselor, which often happens along with the common application, which we do take, by the way. So we'll take the guidance counselor recommendation. Often we get teacher recommendations, but we also like to see a little more. So we'll like to see some activities that you're involved with. If you participated in sports, get a letter from your coaches. I like to see that. If you've worked, you can get a letter from, your supervisor at work or a community service program that you work really closely with. So definitely we like to see you on a broad spectrum and see the different things that you're involved with. We like to see that you've taken leadership and some extracurricular organizations on your high school campus. So we like to see definitely a broad range of things. What else will I mention? I'll mention going back to the testing and the numbers that I mentioned quickly before. We do take the SAT or the ACT. So whichever one you decide to send us, we will take, or if you decide to send us both, that's fine as well. But we'll end up taking your best and highest. So we do super score the SAT as well. So you can take it as many times as you like. Obviously, we're going to look at you holistically, though, again, and look at all the things I mentioned before. Generally, I always describe our profile as a generally strong student. So kind of academically strong, but also looking most importantly to your extracurriculars as well to see what else you've been involved with. Other things to mention when I'm talking about admission as well is the other scholarship opportunities that we have here at the University of Richmond. So we kind of have two sides. We have financial aid programs and we have scholarships. So in terms of scholarships, and when you're talking about the profile, we have an awesome opportunity for you to be considered for the Richmond Scholars. And what that is 45 incoming first-year students receive the Richmond Scholarship. And what that is it's a full tuition. It ranges up to all the way up to full tuition, room and board, which is available to those 45 students. And what that means is those 45 students are the top of the profile. Those students have challenged themselves academically, but have also challenged themselves not only in high school, but outside of your school and in the community, abroad, perhaps. You've done above and beyond. So that's an awesome opportunity to really get full tuition room and board, perhaps. And all you need to do to be considered for the Richmond Scholars is that you need to apply by our December 1st deadline. So I know when I was applying to the University of Richmond, December 1st was the day I absolutely remembered. Because of course, if you want, you take any chance to get a scholarship that's up to full tuition room and board. The second scholarship that we have available is we have presidential scholarships available as well, and those scholarships range up to 1/3 of tuition. So those are two of our major scholarship programs. Richmond Scholars, December 1st is the deadline, and Presidential Scholars. If you apply by December 1st, you'll be considered for both of them.
Okay.
And as far as the Presidential Scholars, even if you apply for our regular decision deadline, you'll still be considered for a Presidential Scholarship, which is up to 1/3 of tuition as well. So I mentioned started talking about deadlines with that as well. And in that, I kind of mentioned the regular decision. So our regular decision deadline is January 15th. And I'll also mention that we have early decision as well. So we have early decision 1 and we have early decision 2. So our early decision 1 deadline is November 15th, and our early decision 2 is January 15th, which is the same as the regular decision deadline. But the advantage to doing early decision, if you don't already know what that means, early decision to us here at the University of Richmond means that you're committing to the University of Richmond 100%. You're saying that if you end up, getting accepted into the University of Richmond, you'll absolutely come here as a student. It's your first choice school, it's the school of your dreams. That's what it's telling us when you're applying your early decision. And the awesome thing about that is that if you apply by our November 15th deadline, we will have notification to you by December 15th. So it's just a month, and that's actually really fast turnaround. And it's awesome because you'll get to know what college you're going to before Christmas, and you can tell everyone during the holidays that you'll be going to the University of Richmond. So that's definitely an awesome opportunity. But the other thing that I always like to mention with early decision is that it's also a financial commitment. So it's also telling us that you're financially, you and your family and your guidance counselor will sign off on this as well, but you're financially stable and confident that you'll be able to pay perhaps up to full tuition to attend the University of Richmond. So that's kind of another thing that works along with that. And the same goes for early decision too. You're making that financial commitment and the commitment to say to us that, we're your number one school. But that is really what early decision means. And I always get questions about what the early decision 2 deadline is and why that's there. That really gives you an opportunity to, again, it gives you pretty much, let's see, from December, January, gives you about 2 more months to make that decision. You could maybe come to campus, you could take your test if you want to get higher scores on your test. That's an awesome time and also 2 months to kind of work on your application if you'd like to apply for early decision at that time as well. Because, if you found Richmond late in your process also gives you another opportunity to commit as well. So early decision 1, November 15th, early decision 2, January 15th, which is also our regular decision day.
Can you tell us
also
what
if you apply,
sorry.
Okay.
I'm just looking, I'm wondering what the actual cost of attendance is.
Okay, so, and that's what I was going to go into with financial aid too. One thing I'll mention quickly is with regular decision, as far as deadlines like that, if you apply by January 15th, I will mention that you will find out probably around April 1st. So that gives you a good idea of when you could expect to hear back from the University of Richmond if you apply by the January 15th. However, instead of doing the early decision 2 option, it's the same as early decision 1. You'll find out within a month. So you apply January 15th, you find out February 15th, which is the same application and deadline for our financial aid. So February 15th is the financial aid deadline. I believe a national deadline for financial aid. And what that goes into is really, of course, the cost of attendance. So a lot of people get scared of our sticker price. It is around $57, including we read your application needs lines, and I'll talk about what that means. And the second part of that is that we meet 100% of a family's demonstrated needs. So that means, I'll talk about needs line. So needs line means that when we receive your application, we're looking at your application alone. We are looking at you, not in terms of what your family can or cannot afford. So hopefully that makes people feel more comfortable because you're looking at me, not how much I can afford to go to university. So that's an awesome way that we're able to read, and hopefully we're able to read these lines. However, on the other side of when I talk about meeting 100% of your family's demonstrated needs, that means that we really want to get the best and brightest students here at the University of Richmond. So we will do everything in our power with the financial aid office to provide a package that allows you to attend the university. So it could be up to 100%. So that's another awesome opportunity. And I'll say it was, in the end, I was looking, obviously I'm from Long Island as well, so I was looking at some schools that were upstate that a lot of my friends were looking into, but I was also looking down here, and I was looking towards the south more, obviously, for the weather. I was almost going to have this session outside. It is beautiful out today. But I was looking at a few different places, and I was looking at, obviously, the cost of going to a small private school, but in the end, Richmond gave me such a great financial aid package and really offered almost equivalent to what I would go to a state school for. So, definitely, I always say, never know what you can get from the financial aid office. So it's always great to get your paperwork in on time and be able to apply for all the opportunities that you can get here.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else in terms of application and admission questions? Go ahead.
So I guess you don't have early action?
No early action?
No early action. So that's kind of why I went a little more in depth about the early decision, because we do only have early decision 1 and early decision 2.
Right.
And how many subject tests do you like to see?
How many subject tests are you looking for?
Okay, so we don't require any subject tests. But of course, if you do send along those test scores to us, it is something that we're able to see in our system. So I would say that if your scores are strong, go ahead and send those. This can only look better in the end. So that gives you an idea of that as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think what else? Oh, another thing we also do with the application is that you will be able to send us an extracurricular resume. So of course we'll have space on the common application to put in any activities you've been involved with in school or out of school. But if you've done a bit more and don't have enough space on the common application, we allow you to send us directly. So for you all, it'll be directly to my email, brittany.canones@richmond.edu. You can send that directly to me in a PDF format, and it will be attached to your application as well. So it gives us, again, a better idea of the things that you've done outside of school and outside of your academics.
That's great because the Common App is limiting in the area of extracurricular.
Yeah, it is. And if you want to, get your format together, I know how I am. I like my things to show up just the way I, created them. So if you want them to look, nicer, if it's similar to the Common App, it doesn't matter. We will accept, a lot of those things that you send. And I always mention that. I should go back a little bit to the Richmond Scholars because it applies to that as well. But if you'd like to send us, I've gotten a CD recording, a voice recording of someone. I've gotten art portfolios. So anything that you think tells us more about yourself, whether it be, again, academic or things that you enjoy, hobbies. I've gotten a collage of the student who's been interested in Richmond for years. So she sent me pictures of herself with things about Richmond. She was an early decision applicant. So there are different things like that you can really do, and that we allow us, you to send us and be able to tell us about yourself. And I really enjoy looking at those things. I got an after that video even, so it was really cool to see kind of who you guys are on a more personal level.
Great.
Yeah. Few things that I mentioned too that I've forgotten of our is that we are a Division I school in athletics as well, and that's also something that stands out to a lot of students, and definitely to me when I was looking for a school. Although we're small, we are very, very much spirited. So we have tons of varsity sports, classes, you can also apply for a scholarship for Division I athletics as well. Our basketball team is awesome. I have danced at the basketball games when I was a student here for all 4 years. Football as well. We have a lacrosse team, which is newer. So we have a lot of opportunities to be engaged on campus if you are or are not involved in athletics. So it's definitely exciting. And also 180 student organizations, 30 sports clubs on campus. That's a lot to do for a small population of just 3,000 undergraduates. And also, in terms of class size, that is one thing that I did skip over before, because I know a lot of schools mention it. You can expect an average class size of about 15 students.
Wow.
So to give you a different level of it as well, 99% of our students, 99% of our classes have under 30 students in them. We say that because some of the business classes are bigger. Of course, you have those intro classes. A lot of students are interested in business. They start out interested in business, so they want to take those intro courses. Those might be bigger classes, but I know that some of my classes have gone down to 5 to 8 students in them. And again, that's a really good opportunity for you to be able to not only get to know your faculty better, but also get to know your peers better. It definitely develops a sense of community on campus where you know a good amount of people, but you're always meeting new people as well, which is something that I definitely enjoyed. I'm still meeting new people on campus as an employee here, so it's definitely awesome in that sense.
Do you have Greek life?
We do. So we have a number of sororities and fraternities on campus. We have, it's funny, I was just talking to the Greek life coordinator, and I told her to send us some new statistics on that. But I believe it's around 40% of Greek life right now. So I'll tell you a little bit about that process too. It is non-residential, which is interesting and a bit different. So we have meeting spaces for sororities and fraternities on campus, but the sororities and fraternities do not live there. So it really offers a community that I myself thought I was going to be in a sorority when I came to Richmond, but I got so involved within my first semester with all the organizations that we have that I never got the opportunity to do it. We actually rush, we do second semester rush, so it's a bit delayed, so you have all that time to get your network together on campus. When you come in, you'll be really meeting people who are on your hall and developing a relationship with them. I was also an RA, so I worked really closely with first-year women and working on that community that we have on campus. So kind of work with that your first semester, and then second semester you have the opportunity to rush if you're interested in Greek life as well. You even have that opportunity going into your sophomore year. I must also say that my sister just graduated from the University of Richmond, so she transferred here in her sophomore year, and she was involved in a sorority, but she didn't rush until her junior year. So it's kind of interesting. You have a lot of options if you'd like to get involved in Greek life throughout your time here.
What percent of students are from out of state?
So it's quite kind of, I mentioned earlier that we don't really do much of a breakdown, but what I have an idea of is about 15% of our students are from Virginia.
Okay.
And every year that number fluctuates. I always say that we don't have any quotas to fill here at the University of Richmond. We really make our class by taking the best and brightest students, regardless of where they're from.
Okay.
So again, I kind of mentioned that 10% of those students are generally international. We've been in the past between around 20% of students of color. So that's in terms of diversity here at the University of Richmond. But outside of that, people are coming from everywhere, from 47 different states and really around the world to the university. And so generally you're going to find that a lot of things are going on throughout the week on campus, but also on the weekends. Campus is a very busy place, so students are either here or they're out exploring the city of Richmond. We're also really popular for festivals in the city of Richmond. So I actually just went this past weekend. We had a River Rock festival where we have class for River Rapids, which are just 5 minutes off the campus. So that's a really awesome opportunity if you're interested in outdoor sports and things like that. We had a festival, thousands of people were at that festival this weekend. We had the Watermelon Festival Festival, Bacon Festival, a folk festival. So a lot, again, going on in the city of Richmond. Our students love to take advantage of those opportunities, and there's transportation that's included for you. I always mention being from Long Island, I've had a car for quite a while, so you're allowed to bring your car on campus as a first-year student or any time after that as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah. What else? Any other specific questions that I haven't mentioned yet?
I think you've done a great job, Brittany.
That's good.
Thanks. I tried to cover almost everything. It's a lot. Obviously, I have a lot of experience this year that I've had at the University of Richmond as a student, but I'll kind of end with the fact that, just to let you know, obviously it made an impact on me, and I wanted to start my career here. Richmond was the only place that I wanted to be as a professional working in the admissions process. I absolutely fell in love with this place. When people come to campus, it is a place that, you know, you can fall in love with pretty easily. And as I mentioned, you're free to kind of do whatever you do here at the University of Richmond. So I hope that you enjoy them, and I hope that you do get an opportunity to visit. We're here throughout the summer. We have 2 visits every day, Monday through Friday, that are available to you. And then in the fall and throughout the year, we have the same number of visits, and sometimes we have Saturday visits as well. And you'll get a 45-minute information session, and you can go on a tour for about an hour and a half on campus. So it's an awesome opportunity to really get here and get on campus and get a feel for what it's like.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I apologize. You know, there must have been an issue on her end, because she said it looked like it was a slow connection speed. So that was frustrating. This is the first one that we've had that issue with. Let me